Dude, chat.
I can't steer if I'm being pushed, man. Don't come down. And that's what he's doing. He's coming down. I can't figure out how to do the mugshot. I know there's one viewer, but if I get to 2, I'll open up chat. Because that probably means I'll have to. Okay. Let the games begin. Let's get started. Oh, I got 2. I'm pretty familiar with the game. I'm not a pro by any means. I usually use the mod that lets you know what spanner size. Hi, this is me from the future, and we are going over what I'm doing. So I put the crankshaft in, I threw all 3 main bearings on, and I'm tightening down the main bearing bolts that is holding the crankshaft in. I'm dropping the pistons in now, and now I'm tightening the pistons to the crankshaft. Next, I grab the battery and I plug the battery in. I forgot to do that earlier. And of course now, head gasket in the head. I tighten all the head bolts. Never reuse old head bolts. This is my summer car, so it's okay. I am doing this in one take, hopefully, so just bear with me. Excuse me, I don't know why I did that. I'm adjusting the microphone in that part because I was having complaints that it wasn't loud enough. So now I threw the rocker in, and of course the push rods are already somehow in the head. It doesn't make you assemble all that, so I guess it's not that realistic. And I was setting the rocker, the actual clearance, the valve clearance there, and I'm assembling the rocker cover. Next, I throw the oil filter on and the distributor, and I eyeball where the distributor has to go, and so do I eyeball the mechanical fuel pump. And I don't realize, but to put a camshaft in, you have to have, especially if it's mechanical and distributor, all that, you have to have the, yeah, you see here, you have to have all that off. And same with the oil pan to assemble some of the later half of some of the later stuff. You can't just put the oil pan on because the oil pan actually bolts to something that you will see later. So I realize, hopefully I realize soon, you're going to see, I'm just playing around with it. This is at 700 times speed, so, or, no, 7 times speed, sorry, 700, Jesus Christ. So yeah, I realize, I didn't realize yet, so all I did was I took the head off, thinking that maybe it's because the push rods. And then I realized that's still not the issue, and then I finally realized that it's a mechanical system. So now, of course, camshaft goes in, and I'm going to start reassembling everything. Flywheel goes on. Sorry, that's the cam gear. Forgive me. Had to check the phone. And I set the cam gear to the notch, which it you know, again, you don't have to set anything to top dead center because the game already does all that for you. And I reassemble the head and the rocker cover. And fuel pump and distributor go back on. I put the timing belt and I begin to assemble the crankshaft pulley so I could put the water system on. I put the timing cover on and assemble the water pump and add a alternator belt to my parts list that I need to grab from the store. And I don't quite know what I was I was trying to figure out how to put the alternator on, but you can't do that until the oil pan and the transmission and all that go on. Excuse me. Next, of course, I put the transmission together and I put the clutch on. You're going to see in just a second. Flywheel goes on and I put the clutch on, but I forgot the clutch disc. The plates, I think I forgot. So I assemble the clutch into place without the, and that's when I realized. And I reassemble it. Everything went back on. So that's when I realized it started raining, so I turned the breaker off, just in case. And it played with me. It stopped raining and started raining again. So to put the cover on, you do have to have the transmission on. So I redid that. Excuse me. And of course, I put the shifter arm into place. And I pushed the Satsuma inside the garage with plans to work on the transmission soon. I mean, transmission, the drivetrain. I don't know why I decided to push the Satsuma outside again, but it was not working with me, so I just drank water and went back to it, and I kept on fighting and fighting, and eventually I gave up, and I put the subframe in. This car is a unibody, so. And then the steering column next. And of course I tried to put on the strut. I didn't really know what I was doing, so wishbone, and still couldn't get the strut on because you have to put the spindles as well. And I still didn't realize that I even switched sides. I'm blaming it on left and right. That's when I finally realized, spindle on. You don't need the disc, but go ahead and assemble all that and realize that I didn't tighten a bolt. And there we go. So I got my first strut on. Spindle and disc. I don't know if I put the disc on. I don't see the disc. And I set the alignment 60 ticks one way, or all the ticks one way, and then 60 ticks out. It should drive straight. Should. Not 100% sure. I didn't get to drive it yet, really. So then I begin assembling this side too. Same thing, same order. Oh. Whoopsie daisy. Let's go ahead and go feed ourselves. Still pushing the car. And I guess I eventually do give up and I go to bed, so crap. I'll see y'all in just a second. Did that thing again. Alright. Rise and shine. Hi, it's me again, and we are currently adding stuff to the parts list, which all I do is the ratchet set because it's a lot faster than spanners. And we are prepping to go to town. So you're going to see that I'm going to start kind of looking around for items that I need, like the gas can. And of course, I do play around a little bit before I do get into the tractor. And we are going just a second. So go ahead and get the tractor, and we are going to head to, okay. Okay. All right, so I hop in the tractor and I kind of fidget with the controls and make sure I have the loader arm at the correct height. And you're going to see here, I did speed it up so you don't have to sit through this boringness. But I am pretty familiar with this trip, so I know it's a little bit quicker. And it took about 16 minutes, I believe, to get to the town. And I use the railroad track to cut a little bit of time. And the only risk there is, of course, the train. So, and it's okay to go this way where the highway is because at the moment we have the right color diesel. So if there was a police officer, nothing would happen. The only way that you could use red diesel is if it's a farming vehicle, and a tractor is usually considered a farming vehicle, but you have to be using it for farming purposes in Finland. And me having no hay bale behind me, you have to have a hay bale. Me having nothing like that to prove that I'm using it for farming purpose, you would get a ticket. So, which doesn't matter right now because we don't have red diesel, but we do fill up later with red diesel, as you will see. And also, we need to pass by the other direction because the wheels are in a abandoned mansion, which you will also see. Um, so the other way I think takes 20 minutes to get home, which you'll actually see that in the next video, not this one. And yeah, it's a lot longer, but it's safer because you can't get a ticket for using red diesel. And I will leave you with past me, and good luck. To tank up on. We need to tank up. We need to tank up on the tractor, but we're broke. So I just start picking up all the stuff that I need. I'm checking the price, make sure I don't go over budget. Um, I just start throwing a bunch of stuff in the cart, and I didn't realize, but I did buy cigarettes twice. And the reason is because I can't, if I open this in the tractor, it's going to be, everything's going to go everywhere. So I did have to buy a second set of cigarettes, which you will see in a minute. Um, but this is pretty much just about it. You're going to see that I load the tractor. And after I load the tractor, we go ahead and save and quit. And that actually ended our first stream. I will let you continue watching, and hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I better get something to drink, man.
On se kyllä helvettiläinen, kun nämä ihmisetkin, kun ne ei tajua mistään mitään, kun jotkutkin minulla keskellä yötä soittelua, niin kuin Jonni Joutava tai mikä kerkis kyllä päivässä aikaisin hoitoon. Kyllä pistää vihaan, kun minunkin lyhyet yöunet aina keskeytetään. Minä onkin ruvennut ottamaan tuo... Mitä sä oot? Ei helvetti, et kai nyt saatana kuseen lattialle. Ai kun ne ihmeinen tuolla lailla, nyt saatana alahan heittää mäkkeen sitä
you everybody who did watch. We had 7 people tune in, and I'm very, very appreciative for everybody who did tune in, and thank y'all all for watching and supporting me. This video will eventually be released as soon as we're done with probably the second stream. It will be released. And thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Please like and subscribe, and goodbye.